Hello everyone and welcome back. And yes, this is the second upload of the day. This will be my second Brotato upload today. We uploaded the Danger 2 clear earlier, so this will be my Danger 3 clear. Again, I said I was going to upload or kind of accelerate the upload schedule on these, at least until we get to the Danger 5 runs. But yeah, so let's just get into it here. So we're on Danger 3. We're going to be going with the well-rounded character. So well-rounded starts with plus 5 max HP, plus 5% speed, and plus 8 harvesting. So a little bit of survivability, a little bit of extra speed, and a little bit of extra econ. So a good little mixture of stats to start with, and no drawbacks, which is nice. It's a little harder to specialize with this class, but I mean, just having extra stats is nice, especially like when you're just starting out. This is just kind of a nice thing to start with, so you're not accidentally building into like negative synergies kind of thing. And yeah, we will be doing a random weapon again, and we get a stick this time. A stick is an interesting item in that it gets better the more sticks you have in your inventory. I think in this run I didn't know that whatever weapons you buy have a higher chance to show up in your shop. So I mean, that's like a nice little synergy thing. So we buy just a couple extra primitive things, and we find one more stick in the shop there. So we got four weapons that all have the primitive set subtype, and the primitive set bonus is an extra HP. As you can see, we've got a pretty generous health pool already, which is very nice. And with the 4 weapons, we're clearing enemies out pretty effectively. I just continue to take primitive weapons there. We've got our full suite of weapons now. A pair of sticks, a pair of torches, and a pair of rocks. So I mean, like having a bunch of different kinds of weapons isn't necessarily conducive to like a build. But again, this is only Danger 3, so we're gonna see some more focused builds as we get into higher difficulties, specifically Danger 5, as you generally need them to actually clear 20 waves. And with our generous health pool, we're definitely happy to see this early Alien Eyes. It's gonna do a lot at this level. But yeah, like I said, we've got kind of a mishmash of items. Although they do have the set bonus, which gives us the extra health pool, which is definitely going to come in handy. But yeah, like with a stick, you definitely generally want to just like kind of roll for extra sticks and just keep building a full inventory of sticks, which we're not going to do here. And look at that, we learned that we can combine weapons finally. Now we've got a couple level 2 sticks there. Alien Eyes doing really decent damage this early on. We would definitely love to pick up more of those. Increase the amount of projectiles. And yeah, we're clearing waves relatively well here. We get a little bit of knockback out of the crate. Some extra armor there. And now we're going to combine the torches, and then we're going to take a Cactus Club. The Cactus Club is another interesting one in that when you hit an enemy with it spawns a bunch of projectiles that shoot out in an area. But those projectiles they scale with range damage, and we've got negative range damage right now, so we don't necessarily want that. And then yeah, we do kind of an extra combine there that we didn't need to do, unfortunately. So we're down 1 weapon, but we do have a level 3 weapon. So that should mostly make up for having 1 weapon slot not being used. Again, our wave clear is pretty decent right now. It's you can see it's like slowly starting to fall off though as we go wave by wave here, without really increasing damage too much. It's a taser, which gives us more elemental. The torches are elemental, but we're not super interested in that. Not super interested in building into it anyways. If we'd found like an early scared sausage or something, then we might have been interested in building into elemental, but we are. This wave is going down relatively easily. We don't have any sustain right now, but because we have such a large health pool relative to where we are in the game, that's enough to keep us alive here. Game offering us some range damage that we're not interested in, so we'll just take some luck there. Looking at the blood donation, you take 1 damage every second, and again, we don't have any sustain, so it's just not worth it. Although 40 harvesting is very tempting. Getting some econ like that going is nice. And yeah, you can tell our damage is okay by the fact that we're able to actually to knock down these big enemies with relative quickness. Although the armored big charging enemies are a little bit more difficult to deal with. So we're not doing great damage, but it's okay. We got definitely medium damage right now. But again, our health pool is enough to allow us to survive waves here. There's a level 4 engineering upgrade, but we'll just take the dodge. Take the attack speed there, the max HP as well as melee damage. We're all melee, so melee damage is going to be a premium for us. And here we go, wave 9, the classic horde wave. What's nice about wave 9 is, yeah, there's so many enemies, but they're all very, very squishy. So as long as you have a reasonable attack rate, you should be able to pop large swaths of them at a time. We're taking a bunch of damage. We're getting very, very low. Fortunately, we are able to survive long enough to get through the wave, though. And there we took a wisdom. So wisdom lowers your damage by 20%, but every 5 seconds you get a 5% increase to damage. So after 20 seconds, your damage is back to normal, and then you get increased damage as the wave goes on. So it's a pretty good item as long as you can survive early in the wave, which generally the waves like start pretty low intensity and then ramp up. All right, we're gonna lock the other spear there. Another primitive item. Spear is very nice. It has a lot of range for a melee weapon. And so the fact that it's primitive means it fits kind of right in with our primitive set, anyways. Get kind of hemmed into the corner there, but our wave clears looks like it's gotten a little better. We're taking out the little enemies with relative ease. It's just the big ones that we have to worry about here. We finally got some sustain. We got some HP regeneration happening now. There's a power generator, which you get extra damage for speed. We don't really have a ton of speed at the moment, though. Take some more melee damage. And there's a level 3 rock, which we do lock. We can't take it this turn. Now we've got these armored mummy enemies that take a lot of hits. But fortunately, we picked up some knockback earlier in the run, so we can kind of keep them away from us, anyways. And we're doing pretty decent damage for the fact that they're actually dying relatively quick. All right, we handled that wave actually pretty handily. I think we got a fair amount stronger in the last drop or two. Take a little bit of extra damage there. All right, and then we get a rock level 2, which we can buy to combine into a rock level 3, and then we buy the rock level 3 to combine into rock level 4. So level 4 is the max level, so we have a max level weapon in our equip now, and then we get to pick up a bunch of extra speed here with the wings. Gives you extra speed and range at the cost of elemental damage, and we do have torches, but elemental damage is definitely not like a major part of our damage output, so losing out on that is just not that big a deal. And having extra speed is very good, especially since our sustain again is still pretty low, but our health pool is high, so being able to just escape situations and find consumables is definitely a viable strategy here. We are making good use of our speed by kiting enemies around and finding trees to knock down. All right, then we lose a little bit of that speed, but we get a decent armor upgrade from the warrior's helm there. We'll take a little bit more knockback, as we're not doing a ton of damage. So having knockback to kind of keep things off of us is pretty important. A little unfortunate that like the enemies that you're like really worried about are not affected by knockback, like the large charging enemies and the bosses, of course. But it does keep the mummies off of us. But yeah, these again, these big charging enemies are a problem, and they're not affected by knockback. All right, thanks again to our large health pool, and we're slowly building sustain. We take some more armor there. So being able to just tank more hits, and I mean, armor gets more effective the higher your health pool is. So armor is very effective here. Considered trading something out for that hammer, but decided against it, as it kind of would break up our set bonus. Even though like this is kind of like a pretty random smattering of weapons. I mean, we're still getting the primitive set bonus, which is increasing our health pool, which is important. We've been kind of relying on that to get through these waves. All right, now we have these host enemies, these sort of like purple hat-looking enemies that are waddling around. Every time you kill one, 3 of these little enemies that look like miniature versions spawn. And yeah, they shoot a lot of projectiles, as you can see, so they're a little bit tricky to deal with. I mean, dodging in and out of the kind of projectile waves there is a bit difficult. And we take a friendly alien, which is going to increase the amount of enemies by 5%, but it also gives us max HP and damage boost. So it's kind of a trade-off there. Like if you feel strong, I feel like the friendly alien is very good. There are definitely certain builds that want more enemies, but as you can see, like we're kind of getting swarmed here, so taking it might have been a little bit of hubris. But I mean, we're clearing them enough, and we're dodging projectiles well enough, and our health pool is high enough for us to survive just barely at 4 HP there. Level 4 lifesteal upgrade, we'll take that. So we've got 12 HP regen and I think 5 lifesteal. So in conjunction, like it's not bad sustain. It could obviously it's pretty medium. It's very fitting with the well-rounded class that our stats are very well-rounded. We've got medium defensive stats, medium sustain, and medium damage. So we're really just staying on theme here. It's not a lack of focus. It's definitely a theme thing. All right, and again, we're getting swarmed, but our large health pool lets us get away. We can slowly recoup some health, and we managed to survive wave 16 there. Take a little more melee damage, at the cost of range damage, which we don't care about at all, so it's all upside for that item. All right, and there's an Estes Couch, which gives you extra HP regeneration for negative speed. And unfortunately, we've taken a few different speed items, so our speed is relatively high. Although that's a very, very good tank item. If you have a good like armor and health, Estes Couch can be very, very good, because you can do regen just so fast with the right allocation of stats. A lot of the like big armor upgrades like do reduce speed. Like there's a couple helmets and I believe a piece of armor that all reduce speed at the for the benefit of armor. So those items work incredibly well in conjunction. You can get tanky enough in this game to be able to just kind of walk out into the into the middle and kind of weave around and not really worry about getting hit too much. You just sustain through it, but we are definitely not that build right now. Although we're holding our own now. You can see that we handled that wave a lot better than the previous one. Another gentle alien, which we're not going to take because we don't want more enemies. We're handling the enemies we have here. We're gonna lock a torch level 2 because we can. It's an upgrade to our weapons, which we haven't really had in quite a while. And now we're on wave 18. Again, we've got this like swarm of these charging enemies, which is kind of terrifying. But the fact that we've taken all this extra speed is a huge boon for us here, as it allows us to kite this swarm of enemies around, even with their high speed charges. There's a lot of projectiles flying around as we're kind of popping these hosts but not really taking care of the babies that spawn out of it. And yeah, we managed to kite them long enough to take it down, or take down the wave. So we're on to wave 19 here. Taking a second look at the medal there, just confirming that it's just a chunk of stats with low or lowers your crit chance. So relatively just high upside item. I'm a big fan of that one. I'm sure I said that in the last video, I think. But I think yeah, metal is just like a very high upside item. There's not many classes that I wouldn't be interested in taking it on. I would need to be like a very high like crit chance build or something to care about losing 4% crit chance for all those extra stats. All right, and yeah, we managed to survive wave 19, and it's just survive, and we found an exoskeleton, which is gonna give us some engineering, some armor. We do lose a little bit of HP regen, but again, with the health pool that we have 117 health, which is it's not incredible, but it's decent. Also, all that armor is gonna be very, very effective for us. You can see we're not really doing a ton of damage to the boss here. So killing the boss in this run again is gonna be it's not something that we're gonna be able to achieve, I don't think. So it's gonna be just about surviving this last wave. We're doing pretty well. We still have over half health at 35 seconds left. Although we do have that wisdom, so our damage is increasing every 5% or every 5 seconds, so. But now that things are starting to heat up in the wave, we are starting to lose a bunch of health, so we gotta bob and weave and knock down trees to try and get some extra health and try and allow our regen to sustain us, and we do it. Managed to outweight the boss and dodge all those projectiles at the end. It got very, very close at the end there, but we managed to outweight them and get the win here. All right, so that's Danger 3 cleared. So just one more difficulty before Danger 5. Yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. Again, I've been enjoying playing Brotato. I'm having a great time with it. I think I've cleared like 5 different classes on Danger 5 now, so yeah, I'm excited to show you those runs because they get a lot more interesting, a lot more cohesive. Like these first 4 runs have been just me learning the game and just trying random stuff out, and just kind of managing to get there. Whereas, yeah, we're gonna see some more interesting builds as we go on. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.